more person, so we'll just give it like
Shiva 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 Shambho Mahadeva Shambho.
maybe I just need to turn this up.
No, it has nothing to do with what I'm getting. It's a blue button. There's my blue button. This is all separate from the blue. The blue's going in there, the white's out here.
Okay.
That's the way I designed it. So, all right.
Okay. All right, happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to class. Thank you so much for coming. Let's start with our warm-up, coming into a child seat. Pressing the forehead or the third eye onto the mat, feeling that connection to the earth. Making the pose an active one, so extending the arms alongside the ears, spreading the fingers and feeling that connection to the earth. And then inhale here through the nose, 2, 3, 4. And on your exhale, tuck your toes, bring your seat up and back, and come into a downward facing dog. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the nose, 2, 3, 4. On your inhale, come forward to a plank position. Notice if you had to swish your feet back, make some movements. This is right where you should be, looking forward, shoulders over wrists. And then inhale here. And exhale, bring the seat up and back, not moving the feet or the hands. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. If you would not like hands-on assist tonight, please raise a leg in down dog. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale. Exhale, 6. Inhale. Exhale, 7. Inhale. Exhale, 8. Inhale. Exhale, 9. Inhale. Exhale, 10. On your inhale, come forward to a plank position, looking forward at Krishna. And exhale here for 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. That's exactly right. I didn't even have to do anything. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, bring the seat up and back, coming back into a downward facing dog. On your inhale, lift the right leg up into a down dog split. And then as you exhale, bring the knee toward the nose, shoulders come over wrists like you're in a plank. Inhale, bring the right leg back into a down dog split. On your exhale, bring the right knee toward the left elbow, shoulders come over wrists. On your inhale, coming back into a down dog split. On your exhale, bring the right knee toward the right elbow, shoulders come over wrists. Inhale, come back into a down dog split. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Let's do that with the left leg. Inhale, lift the left leg into a down dog split. On your exhale, bring the shoulders over the wrists, knee in toward the nose, looking at the knee. Inhale, down dog split. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Inhale, down dog split. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, down dog split. And then exhale, downward facing dog. On your inhale, start to walk your feet forward slowly. Toes come 6 to 8 inches behind the wrist creases. The legs can be hips width distance apart. And then exhale, fold over straight legs. If your palms don't quite make it to the ground, use blocks. Inhale, exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2. Inhale, exhale 3. Inhale, exhale 4. Inhale, exhale 5. Inhale, exhale 6. Inhale, exhale 7. Inhale, exhale 8. Inhale, exhale 9. Inhale, exhale 10. On your inhale, slowly roll up to stand. And then on your exhale, bringing the big toes and heels to touch in Tadasana. Inhale, clasp the hands behind the back and tuck the chin. And then exhale, moving the arms away from the torso, getting a nice shoulder stretch here. Inhale, exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2. Inhale, exhale 3. Inhale, exhale 4. You can keep your chin tucked. Exhale 5. Bring the hands alongside the body. On your inhale, heel toe the feet as wide as the mat. Toes point out, heels can be on the mat, toes on the bamboo floor. And then exhale, bring the sit bones down, coming into a yogi squat. Inhale, exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2. Inhale, exhale 3. Inhale, exhale 4. Inhale, exhale 5. Inhale, exhale 6. Inhale, exhale 7. Inhale, exhale 8. Inhale, exhale 9. Inhale, exhale, place your hands on the ground and come to sit down, finding a comfortable seat. You can sit on a blanket, a block, whatever that means for you. Just close the eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale everything out. Inhale through the nose. Exhale everything out. Then let's open our practice with 3 ohms. So this month at Urban Sadhu, the month is coming to a close, but we've been exploring the subtle body, our 7 chakras. And so we are going to chant our bija mantras for each one of our chakras. My name is Stefanie, by the way. Have you been here in the back? Sorry, I don't know your name. Have you been here this month at all to go through this, or do we need to kind of like... Okay, oh, well, it's okay. So then we'll do a little bit. So our 7 chakras, as we know, kind of run up the... We think about them running up the base of our spine, right? From the base all the way to the top of the head. And we have 7 bija mantras that go with each one of our chakras. And so we'll chant those along the way, and then we'll talk through each one of them. So I'll do the first one. Each one will kind of be in the same melody, if we can call it. I'm not the most musical person. And then I will say the next one as we move up the spine for each chakra, and then we can kind of sing them all together. All right? Okay. So the first one is Lam for our Muladhara chakra, and that starts at the base of the spine. Lam, 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 la la lam, la la lam, la la lam, la la lam, lam. Now let's do that together. Lam, 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 la la lam, la la lam, la la lam, la la lam, lam. Then we'll move to Vam, which is our Swadhisthana chakra. So just 3 fingers below the navel. And now that we kind of know the melody, we can sing that together. Vam, 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 va, va, vam, va, va, vam, va, va, vam, va, va, vam, vam. Then we'll move up to the Manipura chakra, which is above the navel, the solar plexus, and our bija mantra is Ram. Ram. Ram, 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 Ra, Ra, Ram, Ra, Ra, Ram, Ra, Ra, Ram, Ra, Ra, Ram, Ram. Then we move into our Anahata chakra near the heart center, and our bija mantra is Yam. Yam, 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 ya, ya, yam, ya, ya, yam, ya, ya, yam, ya, ya, yam, yam. Then we move into the throat chakra, the Vishuddha chakra, and our bija mantra is Hum. Hum, 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 ha ha hum, ha ha hum, ha ha hum, ha ha hum, hum. And then we move into the Ajna chakra, which is sort of like at the third eye. We can kind of envision it there. It's more like right in the middle of the brain. And our bija mantra is Om. Om, 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 Om. And then moving up to the crown of the head, the Sahasrara chakra, and that bija mantra is also one long Om. Okay, so what are we talking about? This subtle body, I started the month while we learned about this a bit in our teacher training, transparently, right? This is something for me that's still very new to think about, right? We're in the Western world often really based in the anatomical pieces of our physical body. but what is happening in this subtle body? And so throughout the month, we've chanted these bija mantras quite a bit, right? And even just the process of doing that as we think about each place within our body can start to bring some life, bring some prana to those different areas. And then as we think about Kundalini, which sits at the base of the spine, moving up through those chakras, right? We can think about that from a subtle perspective. We can think about that from an asana perspective. So we start with the Muladhara chakra, right? That's at the base of our spine. Those are our standing asanas. The color is red. We associate that with food, security, home, right? We need to have those standing foundation in place. So when we move through our standing asanas and we feel the earth and we try not to wobble from side to side, we're working on unlocking that Muladhara chakra. The Swadhisthana chakra, we've talked about the color orange, the bija mantra Vam. That's really where your creativity and your sexuality live, right? And it's about creating something with others. Those are our forward fold asanas. So we're also bringing up a lot of the past, just like we do when we're in Paschimottanasana for, say, 10 or 20 breaths. Manipura chakra, Brahm, the color yellow, right? Kind of sitting at that solar plexus area in the body, right in between, moving up into the heart from there, right? That's where our ego lives. How do we think about power for ourselves? How do we think about how we interact in the world? Those are all of our twisting asanas, right? We did pick up the step. We've done revolve triangle, right? Anahata chakra, yam, it's the color green, so you can think about it like a garden or a seed that's blossoming into unconditional love. And then when we move into the Vishuddha chakra, that's really where we start to combine the love with wisdom, right? So this is where your speech comes from in the throat. So we'll think about that during shoulder stand today, activating that chakra, right? But when compassion and wisdom come together, that's when we can start to become benevolent beings, right? So we chanted last week, if you were here, Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. May the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some small way to that happiness, that freedom for all beings, right? It's when we put that together with what we're unlocking in our Vishuddha chakra, that wisdom, that we can actually be out in the world taking that benevolent action. The Ajna chakra is, again, where we said that third eye, so we came into child seat, right? We made that connection to the earth. This bija mantra is Om. The color is like a deep blue or purple indigo, really. And it is centered on the mind, but recognizing that the mind is kind of what keeps us from our self-realization, right? From that super consciousness union that Kundalini is looking to continue to rise and achieve. So when we open this chakra, self-awareness goes beyond the body and beyond the mind. And we start to explore that universal soul. And then we have our Sahasrara chakra. That's kind of at the top of your head. We've moved into what it looks like 1,000-petaled lotus. And that's really where we have that union with God consciousness. And again, our bija mantra is Om, which can be silent to yourself. Since we're together, we often chant that out loud. So separation here truly ends with the individual soul and the universal one. And we say we've reached enlightenment when we have unlocked all of them. So as we practice tonight, think about those different chakras. Think about how we move from Anahata and bring wisdom into it to actually take those actions as a benevolent being. It's not an easy concept to think about, right? So each of our intentions tonight might be slightly different, but it's thinking about that, thinking through these concepts that we've learned a lot about throughout the month, and carrying this element with us of subtle body as well while we kind of walk through the world, right? Always thinking about just what's right in front of us. So come to stand at the top of your mat. Big toes and heels touch. And hello to our friend online tonight. Creating that connection to the earth. Establishing that foundation. Bringing the prayer hands together in heart center and bowing the head. And thinking about that compassion and wisdom that you'll put together. Maybe to make that a bit more tangible, do think about someone or something that you can show compassion to. Maybe it's somebody in need. Maybe it's someone you're really grateful for. And then open the eyes, bring the hands by the side, Tadasana. On your inhale with straight legs, hook your thumbs, reach up and arch back. Exhale, bend your knees, fold forward, clasp your hands behind your back, straighten arms and legs. On your inhale, place your hands down next to your feet, step your right foot back to a lunge and look forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to a plank position, look forward. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, come forward to a plank position, look forward. Exhale the knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slide forward, Bhujangasana Cobra. Exhale, seat to heels, downward facing dog. On your inhale, step your right foot forward to a lunge, look forward. Exhale, left foot comes to meet right, fold over, straight legs. On your inhale, bend your knees, hook your thumbs, reach up, arch back. Exhale, bend your knees, fold forward, clasp your hands behind your back, straighten arms and legs. On your inhale, place your hands down next to your feet, step your left foot back to a lunge and look forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to a plank position. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, come forward to a plank position. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slide forward, Bhujangasana. Exhale, seat to heels, downward facing dog. On your inhale, step your left foot forward to a lunge, look forward. Exhale, right foot comes to meet left, fold over, straight legs. Inhale, bend your knees, hook your thumbs, reach up, arch back. Exhale, hands by the side, Tadasana. So before we do another round of that, because we'll get to, when we come forward to a plank position, we do bend our elbows in Chaturanga. We don't come all the way down, but we do 2 inches, right? So we keep that board here, okay? All right, let's try that again. We're gonna add on to it, so do listen to my cue. I know sometimes this is a little second nature. So on your inhale, hook the thumbs, reach up, arch back. Exhale, bend your knees, fold forward, clasp your hands behind your back, straighten arms and legs. On your inhale, place your hands down next to your feet, step your right foot back to a lunge. Exhale, drop down to your right knee. Inhale, hook your thumbs, reach up, arch back. Exhale, hands down to the ground, step back, downward facing dog. Listen, inhale, come forward to a plank. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, come forward to a plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slide forward, Bhujangasana. Exhale, seat to heels, downward facing dog. On your inhale, step your right foot forward to a lunge, look forward. Exhale, drop down to your left knee. Inhale, hook your thumbs, reach up, arch back. Exhale, hands to the ground, step the left foot next to the right and fold over, straight legs. Inhale, bend your knees, hook your thumbs, reach up, arch back. Exhale, bend your knees, fold forward, clasp your hands behind your back, straighten arms and legs. On your inhale, place your hands down next to your feet, step your left foot back to a lunge. Exhale, drop down to the left knee. Inhale, hook your thumbs, reach up, arch back. Exhale, hands down to the ground, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to a plank. Exhale, if you need to drop down to your knees to do chaturanga, then go ahead. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to a plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slide forward, Bhujangasana. Exhale, seat to heels, downward facing dog. On your inhale, step your left foot forward to a lunge, look forward. Exhale, drop down to your right knee. Inhale, hook your thumbs, reach up, arch back. Exhale, hands down to the ground, step the right foot to meet the left, fold over straight legs. Inhale, bend your knees, hook your thumbs, reach up, arch back. Exhale, hands by the side, Tadasana. On your inhale, big toes and heels touch, arms alongside ears, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold over straight legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, look up, prepare. Exhale, step or hop back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, step your right foot forward, left heel comes down, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, step the left foot forward, right heel comes down, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, and stay. Inhale, exhale one. Inhale, exhale two. Inhale, exhale three. Inhale, exhale four. Inhale, exhale five. Bend your knees, look forward, prepare. On your inhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold over straight legs. Inhale, bend your knees, arms alongside ears, Utkatasana. Exhale, hands by the side, Tadasana. Inhale, bend your knees, arms alongside ears, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold over straight legs, Uttanasana. On your inhale, look up, prepare. Exhale, step or hop back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, step your right foot forward, left heel comes down, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, step your left foot forward, right heel comes down, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, and stay. Inhale. Exhale one. Inhale. Exhale two. Inhale. Exhale three. Inhale. Exhale four. Inhale. Exhale five. Bend your knees, look forward, prepare. On your inhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold over straight legs. Inhale, bend your knees, arms alongside ears, Utkatasana. Exhale, hands by the side, Tadasana. Inhale, bend your knees, arms alongside ears, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold over straight legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, look up, prepare. Exhale, step or hop back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. On your inhale, step your right foot forward, left heel comes down, rise up, warrior one, and exhale here for one. Inhale, exhale two, so your left toes are gonna point toward the top left corner of the mat. Exhale two, inhale, exhale three, inhale, push me away, exhale four, inhale, exhale, open arms and hips to warrior two. On your inhale, straighten your right leg. Exhale, shift the hips back, reach the right arm forward, and then place the right arm on the right shin for Trikonasana. Left arm comes up to the sky. Inhale, exhale one, inhale, exhale two. Inhale, bring the left arm alongside the ear, and then exhale, bring the right arm alongside the ear. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2, trying to keep that chest open toward the wall. Exhale 3. On your inhale, come to stand up tall. And then exhale, bring the left arm alongside the body. Inhale, side bend stretch toward the back of the mat. And exhale here for 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3, bend the right knee. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. On your inhale, come to stand up tall, straightening the right leg, bringing the arms parallel to the ground. And then exhale, bend the right knee, place the right hand on the inside of the right foot, extended side angle B, lifting the left arm up toward the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. On your inhale, come to stand up, straightening the right leg for 1 breath. And then on your exhale, re-bend the right knee and come to thread the right arm underneath the right thigh, seeing if you can bring the right hand to the outside of the hip. And then see if you can bring your left arm alongside your back, coming into a bind. Inhale. Exhale 1. If you need a belt here, it's a really nice way to keep your chest open. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Hold on to this. Inhale. Exhale 5. On your inhale, keeping the torso and the arms right where it is, straighten the right leg, coming into a bound triangle. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. On your inhale, release the bind, bending the right knee, placing the right hand on the ground, left arm comes up toward the ceiling. And then exhale, bring the left hand down to the ground next to the right, coming up onto the ball of the left foot. Inhale, place the right hand on the outside of the right foot, and then exhale, straighten the right leg. Inhale, hop the left foot in till the heel comes down to the ground. And then exhale, shifting the right hip back, left hip forward, folding over straight legs for Parsvottanasana. Inhale, exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2. We're just going to try and keep our hips on the same plane. Exhale 3. So if you need to use blocks underneath your hands, they're a really nice friend here. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. On your inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward, softening both knees. And then on your exhale, step back, downward facing dog. So we're keeping our chest open toward the sides of the room, especially when we're in bound warrior and bound triangle. So it's better to use a belt and be able to experience that opening, right? Especially when we're straightening the leg into bound triangle, than trying to muscle our fingers together, but we're bending over like a forward fold. On your inhale, step the left foot forward, right heel comes down, rise up warrior 1. And stay. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Push me away. Pulling that left hip back, right hip forward. Exhale 4. Keep pushing me away. Exhale. Open arms and hips to warrior 2. On your inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, shift the hips back. Reach the left arm forward, placing the left hand on the left shin. Right arm comes up toward the sky for Trikonasana. Inhale, exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2. On your inhale, bring the right arm alongside the ear. Exhale, bring the left arm alongside the ear. Inhale, exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2. Inhale, Exhale, 3. Inhale, come to stand up tall, arms alongside the ears. And then exhale, bring the right arm alongside the back body. Inhale, side bend, stretch toward the back of the mat. And exhale here for 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. Bend the left knee. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. Inhale, come to bring the torso up tall, lengthening the left leg, bringing the arms parallel to the ground. You can straighten that left leg just for a little break. And then exhale, re-bend the left knee, placing the left hand on the inside of the left foot on the floor or block, and bringing the right arm up toward the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. Inhale, exhale, 4. Inhale, exhale, 5. On your inhale, come to stand up tall, straightening the left leg. And then on your exhale, re-bend the left knee, threading the left arm underneath the left thigh, bringing that left hand to the outside of the left hip, and then bringing the right arm around, coming into a bind. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. I promise you that belt's going to help you. Exhale, 3. Inhale, exhale, 4. Inhale, exhale, 5. Keeping the torso and the bind where it is, lengthening the left leg. Exhale here for 1, bound triangle. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, you got it. Exhale, 3. Inhale, exhale, 4. Inhale, exhale, 5. On your inhale, release the hands, bending the left knee, bringing the left hand to the inside of the left foot and the right arm up toward the ceiling. And then on your exhale, bringing the right hand down to the ground to meet the left and coming up onto the ball of the right foot. Inhale, bring the left hand to the outside of the left foot so you're framing the foot. And then exhale, straighten the left leg. Inhale, hop the right foot in so the right heel is on the ground. And then exhale, pulling the left hip back, right hip forward, folding forward, Parsvottanasana. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. Inhale, exhale, 4. Inhale, exhale, 5. On your inhale, lengthen the spine, look up and soften the knees. And then exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, prepare. On your inhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold over, straight legs. On your inhale, bend your knees, arms alongside ears, Utkatasana. Exhale, hands by the side, Tadasana. Take about 2 steps back. So you're standing more in the middle of the mat. Again, big toes and heels touch, arms alongside. Now we're going to do tiptoe asana into crow or crane. So if you want to use blocks underneath your hands, or if you want to try and stand on a block, all of those things are helpful in our journey toward crane or crow. But or you can put a security bolster or blanket in front of your face so that you don't worry so much about falling. All right. So on your inhale in from Tadasana, lifting the heels, and then exhale, bringing the hands to heart center. Inhale, exhale, 2. Trying to bring the heels together to touch. While that's a little bit more difficult, it does help. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Now for 5 breath count, we're going to start to descend the sit bones toward the heels. So keeping the heels high, like you are Barbie. Start to bend the knees, and on your exhale, start to descend. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. The ground is going to be there, so look forward. Exhale, 4. Inhale, Exhale, 5. Bringing the sit bones toward the heels, and now you can open the knees slightly to the side. On your inhale, place the hands down on the mat, about shoulder width distance apart. And then as you exhale, you're going to shift the weight forward into the toes and see if you can bring the knees into the armpits or onto the back of the arms and the triceps. And then inhale, see if you can lift the toes off the ground. And exhale here for 1. You got this, Shubha. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Try to look as forward as you can. Not all the way here, but just more forward so you're not tucking your head in. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. And exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Woohoo, we tried. Inhale. And then exhale, bend the knees, look forward, prepare. And on your inhale, you're actually going to shoot your legs all the way through to come sit down. Straighten the legs out in front of you. Bring the hands by the hips. Feet are dorsal flex, toes are pointing up to the sky. Legs are engaged. On your inhale, lengthen the spine. And on your exhale, fold forward over your legs, Paschimottanasana. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. Inhale, exhale, 4. Inhale, exhale, 5. Inhale, exhale, 6. Inhale, exhale, 7. Inhale, exhale, 8. Inhale, exhale, 9. Inhale, exhale, 10. On your inhale, come to sit up tall. And then exhale, Dandasana. On your inhale, bend your right knee into the chest. And then on your exhale, place the right foot on the outside of the left knee. Now you can keep the left leg straight, or if you'd like, you can bend and tuck it under. So the twist is the same either way. Inhale, lift the left arm alongside the ear, and then exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. So Shubha, let's move this foot out just a little. Exhale, 4, so that you can ground down in both sit bones. Exhale, 5. Let's stay for 5 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, 6. Inhale, exhale, 7. Inhale, exhale, 8. Inhale, exhale, 9. Inhale, exhale, 10. On your inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, counter twist for 5 breaths. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. Inhale, exhale, 4. Inhale, exhale, 5. Inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, setting up for Agni Stambhasana. So bring the left shin toward the front of the mat and stack the right shin on top of it. Your ankle is stacked over the knee, so the sole of the foot is actually pointing toward the side of the room. And then if you need a blanket or a block in between the space that might be there, that's all good. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. Inhale, exhale, 4. Inhale, exhale, 5. Inhale, come to sit up. And then exhale, just straighten your legs out in front of you. Inhale, bend the left knee into the chest. Exhale, place the left foot on the outside of the right knee. Inhale, bring the right arm alongside the ear. You can bend the right foot in or whatever you did on the other side. And then exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Inhale. Exhale 6. Inhale. Exhale 7. Inhale. Exhale 8. Inhale. Exhale 9. Inhale. Exhale 10. On your inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, counter twist for 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Ram, try not to sit on your heel. Exhale 3. Yeah. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, Agni Stambhasana on the left side. So bringing the right shin parallel to the front of the mat. And then stacking the left shin on top of it. Ankle is stacked over knee. Feet are dorsal flexed. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. On your inhale, come to sit up tall. And now this time, bring the left leg around and tuck the left toes and come into a downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. On your inhale, step your right foot forward to the outside of your right hand. And then exhale, drop down to the left knee. The left knee can come behind the left hip, so scoot it back just a little bit. And then inhale, exhale, start to shift the hips forward. Inhale, exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2. Inhale, exhale 3. Inhale, exhale 4. Inhale, exhale 5. On your inhale, come down onto the forearms. Bring the elbow where the hands were. And then you can tuck the back toes and lift the left knee off the ground. Looking forward, so that way we're keeping an elongated spine. Exhale 1. I like my hands to be on the ground rather than clasping a fist, more so establishing a connection to the earth. Inhale, exhale 3, look forward. Inhale, exhale 4. Inhale, exhale 5. Now, you can keep the back knee up, or if you need a little rest, you can bring the back knee down to the ground. You're going to try and lift up onto both hands at the same time, bringing the hands back where the elbows were. And then you're going to thread the right arm underneath the right leg. You can place the hand on the ground and then bring the left arm out to the side. Now, you can drop down. You can always drop down to the left knee if you need to. But on your inhale, you're going to try and lift your arms up off the ground, coming into an airplane. Inhale, exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2. And then trying to bend in that right knee so not all of your weight has gone into the sit bones, but you are moving the energy forward. Exhale 3, as if you were an airplane flying forward. Exhale 4. Inhale, exhale 5. On your inhale, bring the hands back down to the ground. And now here's the most fun part of all. So again, you can always drop down to the left knee if you want. We're going to try to move into Ekapada Kundinyasana B. So start to walk your hands in a little bit as if you're coming back into a chaturanga. You're going to bend the elbows, and now you're going to start to lift the right leg off the ground and start to tip the weight forward. And then If you've got your balance there, lifting the left leg off the ground as well. You can try to look at your right foot if that helps. Inhale, exhale. When you're ready, and you can try to shoot the right leg back into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So this is a tough one, right? It's a little counterintuitive because you are trying to tip your weight forward. And so I've seen it done both ways. I like to look at the front foot and turn my opposite cheek down toward the ground. It also makes me feel like maybe I'm not going to break my nose if I fall over. But then if you lift the front foot off the ground first and start to feel how you can shift your weight around those bent elbows, then you can start to see if maybe you can lift that back leg off the ground as well. You got to have those fingers down. On your inhale, step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. And then exhale, drop down to the right knee. Who is dinging? Inhale, exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2, looking forward. Inhale, exhale 3. Inhale, exhale 4. Inhale, exhale 5. Now on your inhale, bringing the forearms down to the ground, moving the elbows right where those hands were. And then seeing if you can tuck the back toes and lift the right knee off the ground, still looking forward. Inhale, exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2. Inhale, exhale 3. Inhale, exhale 4. Inhale, exhale 5. Now at any point you can put the right knee down on the ground. If not, you can try to lift up to both hands, putting the hands back where the elbows were. And then start to thread the left arm underneath the left thigh, bringing the left hand out to the side, and then bringing the right hand out to the side as well. And then if stable here, trying to move the energy forward, bending in that left knee. See if you can lift the hands off the ground into an airplane. Inhale, exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2. Can you bend in that left knee more? Exhale 3. All right, exhale 4. Inhale, exhale, bring the hands down to the ground. All right, let's see what this side is like for Ekapada Kundinasana B. We got this. Come on, let's have a little fun. Talking about all this serious wisdom and compassion. Let's have a little compassion for ourselves and try. So moving the hands a little bit closer so that your arms and elbows come in and making chaturanga arms, right? That's why I stopped at the beginning and said we've got to keep our elbows bent. And then as you start to shift weight forward into your hands, again, I like to look toward the front foot and then see if you can start to extend this foot out, shift forward more. And then there you go. Inhale, exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2. Inhale. So you're never going to do it with straight elbows. You've got to bend those elbows. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale. See if you can shoot that left leg back coming into chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Whew. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. On your inhale, come forward to a plank position and look forward. Exhale the knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slide forward, Bhujangasana. Exhale, seat to heels, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to a plank position, look forward. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slide forward, Bhujangasana. And this time, stay here. Exhale, lifting the hands off the mat, pressing into the tops of the feet. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, come down. Rest the cheek to one side and rock your hips from side to side. Bringing the arms alongside the body and bringing the forehead back toward the center of your mat, pressing that Ajna chakra into the mat. And then setting up for Shalabhasana A. So on your inhale, keeping the legs and the feet together. On your inhale, lifting everything up as one unit. And exhale here for 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale, grab my arms. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, come down. Rest the cheek to the other side and rock your hips from side to side. On your inhale, bring your forehead back towards center and bend your knees, reaching around to the outside of the ankles, the shins, the feet. Setting up for Dhanurasana. On your inhale, lifting everything up. And exhale here for 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. So you only have to really flex your feet when you're when you grab the insides, but you can do it for both. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, come down. You can release the legs and rock the hips from side to side. And then if you turn the forehead back to center, bend the knees, setting up for a second Dhanurasana. For this one, you can reach around to the outside, or you can reach around to the insides. If you go with the insides of your ankles, then make sure the eyes of your elbow are facing out. So the opposite way, yes, my friend. If you are holding on to the inside, do dorsal flex your feet. On your inhale, lift up. And exhale here for 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, release the legs and come down. Rock the hips from side to side. And then on your inhale, bring the left arm alongside the ear. And then exhale, roll over onto the back. Bend the knees. Keep the legs about hips width distance apart. Bring the arms alongside the body. Tickle the heels with the fingertips. Or for this one, if you want, you can grab onto your ankles. Makes it a little bit more intense. On your inhale, lift the hips. And then exhale, you can clasp the hands underneath the back or reach to the sides of the mat and try to pull it apart. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Ram, you're trying to keep the shoulder blades closer together, so you want that clasp the other way. Exhale, separate the hands and come down. I know when there aren't that many people here, I just notice a lot more. Windshield wiper the knees from side to side. And then setting up for 3 Urdhva Dhanurasanas. So If you want to do yogi's choice tonight, however opening up that Anahata chakra works for you. If you want to do 15 one breath Urdhva Dhanurasanas, you can surely do that. I don't recommend it. You can do one Urdhva Dhanurasana for 15 breaths, or you can do 3 for 5. You can do 2, 1 for 5, 2 for 10, your choice. Or you can do half bridge, just as we did. That's also an option to repeat. So bringing the hands next to the ears if you're joining in Urdhva Dhanurasana. And on your inhale, press into the hands, press into the feet, and lift up. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the chin into the chest and come down. Upper, middle, lower back. And then windshield wiper the knees from side to side. And then the next 10 breaths, I'll let you count on your own. So yogi's choice. On your inhale, lift up. Good, Shubha. And when you're done, tuck your chin into your chest. And now you can hug the knees into your chest, giving the knees a little hug, trying to elongate the spine, neutralizing it from the back bends we've just been doing, making small circles with the sacrum. And then bringing the knees over to the left side, knees in line with navel. You can eagle wrap them if that's in your practice. And then bringing the head over to the right side. And then inhale, come back to center, giving the knees a hug. And then bringing the knees over to the right side. So if you eagle wrapped on one, try it again on the other side. And then looking over to the left. And then bringing the knees back into center, giving them a hug. And then we're going to rock and roll up into Navasana boat seat. So inhale, rock forward. Exhale, rock back. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, rock back. And then inhale, rock forward, staying on the sit bone. Seeing if you can straighten the legs out. And exhale here for 1. You guys are good. Exhale 2. You can do it. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale, bring the feet down to the mat. Now bring the feet just hips width distance apart and bring the fingertips 6 to 8 inches behind the sit bones. And then on your inhale, pressing into the hands, pressing into the feet and lifting the hips. And then exhale, bringing the head back for 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4, starting to feel that Vishuddha chakra open. Exhale, tuck the chin into the chest and come sit down. So now we are going to move into shoulder stand practice. Again, we're kind of focusing on the Vishuddha chakra, the Ajna chakra, Sahara chakra tonight. So do try to, it's yogi's choice. If you want to bring legs up the wall, Viparita Karani, you can do that. You can do Supta Baddha Konasana, legs out to the side, bent knees, soles of the feet together, lying back, or shoulder stand. Shoulder stand is our main asana to activate the Vishuddha chakra in the throat. So if you want to use any blankets or props, go ahead and do that. If you need my help to help you with that, I'm happy to do that. So bringing the legs up overhead, first into halasana. So bringing the legs overhead into plow, tucking the toes and bringing them behind the head. And then clasping the hands behind the back. So we're bringing those shoulder blades and the shoulders closer together. And then we're moving the hands to the back. Fingertips pointing up, trying to keep the thumbs on the back as well, and trying to move the palms of the hands as close to a presumed or actual bra strap. And then inhale, bringing the knees toward the forehead, and then bringing the knees in line with the hips and the shoulders. And then exhale, finally straightening the legs up toward the sky and creating little Barbie doll feet. So not quite pointed like a ballet dancer, not dorsal flexed, but pointing the arch of the foot and then pulling the toes back. So if you notice throughout the month, we also tried to organize the asana sequence in the sequence of your chakras, right? So we started with our standing asanas. And then we moved into our forward fold asanas. And then we did some twisting. And then we moved, which is associated with your Manipura chakra, right? Your ego, kind of unlocking that area that's moving into the heart. And then we moved into back bends, right? Our cobras, our shalabhasanas, our urdhva dhanurasanas. And now we're here activating our Vishuddha chakra in our shoulder stand. And here's a good spot too to remember your intention. Who or what did you think about in terms of bringing your compassion to, your wisdom to? Again, maybe it was someone you thought about who was in need, someone you're grateful for. If you're still in shoulder stand, you can hinge at the hips, bringing the feet behind the head and tucking the toes. If the feet touch the ground, release the hands from the back and clasp the hands behind the back, coming back into halasana. This pose here often makes me really acutely aware of my spine. which for this month is pretty good as we think about all of our chakras moving up through the spine. Bending the knees, bringing the knees around the ear, and bringing the fingertips inside the knee creases. Trying to stay on the tops of the feet. And then bringing the hands down to the mat, using them as brakes for the torso and the body. Start to roll down one vertebrae at a time. Bringing the legs down last, and then lengthening the legs out so you're lying flat on the back, one long line. If you used a mat or a prop for shoulder stand, please take that out. And then if you participated in any form of shoulder stand, let's move into Matsyasana, fish pose. So bringing the feet together and pointing the toes, bringing the elbows in toward the hips, and on the inhale, puffing up the chest, and then exhale, coming to the top of the head. Inhale, exhale, one. Now really opening, counteracting that shoulder stand and the throat. And then inhale, tucking the chin into the chest, coming to lie down. And then bringing the left arm back alongside the ear and rolling over onto the abdomen, coming into a child seat. And again, making contact with that third eye onto the mat, onto the ground, reaching the arms along the ears. Seeing if you can feel the pulsation or the vibration of the earth with your Ajna chakra, your third eye. As Austin has been teaching us all this month, if you've been able to join his classes, feeling that pulsation means this is starting to open that third eye. And then moving into headstand, coming to the crown of the head, opening that Sahasrara chakra at the crown of the head. So if you have headstand in your practice, you can go ahead and come up into that. If not, I'll walk us through it. We are going to be here for the full 5 minutes, really get that activation going. So bringing the arms alongside the ears and clasping the hands in front of the head, bringing the wrist creases together, bringing the top of the head behind the wrist creases, creating a strong foundation with your forearms, tucking the toes, lifting the hips, and then walking the feet forward. So hips come over shoulders. And then on your inhale, maybe you bend one knee, tip in, maybe you bend the other knee and tip in. Maybe you get both knees and then lifting the knees, line with the hips, and then finally straightening the legs. I'm here. And if you want to use the wall and try, by all means. Wherever you are in your headstand journey is the perfect place to be. For today, since we're focusing on this chakra as well, do try to create that inversion structure, even if it is just having the top of the head on the ground and starting to put some weight into those forearms. Do you want to try using the wall? No. You're good right here? Okay. With control. If you want to take a little break, like you can come into child seat and then come back into it, just if your neck's not used to 5 minutes of that, it might be a lot. Okay, come on, Shuba, you try. You can do it. No, you can do it. Come on, you try. The wall is right there. Inhale, exhale 10. Inhale, exhale 9. Inhale, exhale 8. Inhale, exhale 7. Inhale, exhale 6. Inhale, exhale 5. Inhale, exhale 4. Inhale, exhale 3. Inhale, exhale 2. Inhale, exhale 1. Slowly starting to descend and then coming into a child seat. You can bring the arms alongside the body, grabbing the soles of the feet. And then slowly making your way into Shavasana. Final resting pose, corpse seat, letting go of that ujjayi, letting go of any tension. Feet can come out to the side. Maybe you roll up a blanket underneath your knees. Just really absorbing the asana practice, the teachings of today. Taking a deep, full inhale. Having that breath fill the entire body, starting to wake it up. And then a deep, full exhale. And then another deep, full inhale. Starting to bring movement back into the body, wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes, making small circles with the ankles and the wrists, reaching the arms up overhead, and stretching the arms in one direction and the legs in another. Maybe stretch one side, stretch the other side. And then slowly making your way onto your right side, coming into a fetal position. And then pressing into your left hand, coming to sit up on a comfortable seat. Finding that comfortable seat for meditation practice. Once you've found it, try to commit to it. And then sitting up tall, closing the eyes. You can rest the palms on the knees, either face down, face up, giving energy, face down, receiving energy. And then drawing your senses inward. Focusing on the breath, taking a deep, full inhale through the nose, a deep, full exhale through the nose. And then focusing your mind. If you have a mantra that you like to use during meditation, please go ahead and use that. Otherwise, on your inhale, silently say to yourself, Om. And on your exhale, silently say to yourself, Om. You can sing along if you know the words. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. And may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some small way to that happiness and to that freedom for all. Let's close our practice tonight with 3 Oms and 3 Shantis. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. Bringing the hands together in prayer and bowing the head slightly, giving thanks and praise to the teachings and the teachers of the past, the teachers and the teachings of the present, the teachers and the teachings that have yet to be revealed to us. Om Bolo Satguru Bhagavan Ki Jai. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much. I'm Steph. Come back again soon. I think the one announcement is that, and you can pack up, is that come October, Austin is having his 300-hour teacher training. I did that last year, so if you're at all interested in learning more about it, Bobby has all of the details. I'm happy to share more from the student perspective. And yeah, have a great weekend. Thank you.